That didn't take long to clear out the way. And as you can see, look, I've already started. I meant to put a step. It didn't work down there. I hadn't got to it, had I? So we've got a step there. I think the wood would be fine sitting on there. Obviously the weight's going to come on it. But we can fix a board down on the floor there. Bring that up here so we can fix the one side here. I'm happy with that. We know we can reach back to the shelves, don't we? Because we've done that in a previous shelving. Do you see how... See, I've already started to put what would have been a shelf here. This was... except it dips down, but we can put a piece of wood there or something. Do you see how the wall begins to come in now? This... And that was mainly sort of in consideration for next door, just in case they wanted a car in or something. I didn't really want to make it, you know, square up to the end here and stick out. But in the end, I need to bother, but there we are, that's another story. We'll make a mix and do something with this, but it tucks in there. So, yeah. Well, I'm thinking, do you see this big piece of wood here? Yeah. We could cut that down. First of all, we'd fix it up here vertically, wouldn't we? Put a real good bracket. I've seen the sort of bracket I want here. I've got a few of these, look. We could bolt that. We could bolt this into the wood and into the wall here. And we'd get a really good fixing, wouldn't we? And we'd have a really good strong plank coming up here. And then we could build it out from there. We can reach back to there. I think, yeah, we're going to be all right. We're going to fly through that now, I think. So let's get that wood cut down. Let's fix it good and proper onto this wall. It'll have to go from the back there, won't it? And we'll put a big post in there. We'll put one of them straight up from there, fix it onto this. And then we'll know where we stand, won't we? To begin the shelves. I don't think we're going to have to mess with the floor. No, the bottom board will, it might, when the weight gets on it, it might move and settle, but all it'll do is settle to the shape of the floor, won't it? So, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to be all right there. Something I always worry about. Do you cut a long piece down or do you find a smaller piece? And I was going to use a piece of this, which is shorter than that. Because you never know what's around the corner, do you? You never know which to do. And I've got this sort of stump here. Big strong stump. So, I'm thinking more like just using this stump, bolting this stump to the wall like that with a bracket, and that will give us a good solid edge to begin with, and then we'll put our wide board up against it because it'll carry itself to the top, won't it? So we'll have a board there, whoops, we'll have a board there securely fitted, it's not going to move, and we'll have this post in here up against the wall. So our shelving units aren't going to move or swing sideways or move with the weight or collapse in the middle of the night. Yeah, so get a raw plug, bang a hole in there, get that connected. That's the beginning. So one up there and one up here, fixed to it that way. A great beginning then, and a good solid shelving. It ain't going to move then, is it? So I would really like to, rather than put this post here and lose those few inches, which is neither here nor there really, but it wouldn't be a Reggie shelf if it looked half decent. So I reckon I'm going to put this there at that angle there, fix that there, that way, or even fix it at the edge like that, because we've got steel, we've got welders. We can, at least we can get a plug in the wall, so we can come out the wall, have that there, and then we can work from there and warm up and make a bracket. As long as we can hold this securely, it doesn't matter where it sits, does it? As long as we've got a nice secure post fixed solid, and we use the maximum length of this wall rather than sort of losing it there, or to get a fix in it and even lose it there. Yeah, we're going to gain those few inches by doing that, doing a special Reggie bracket. Yeah, I prefer it that way over, as far as we can get, so we make full use of the straightness of this wall. Well, as straight as it is, because you can see, look, there's one. That's one job we had stuff over, and another job we had stuff over, or possibly there was a whole load of rubbish to get rid of, so throw it in the mixer, put a couple of bags of cement in it and get rid of it. I know there is glass and nails and all sorts in here somewhere. There's definitely glass underneath here, under this bit of a pad, I seem to remember. But you see how all your rubbish can disappear in the walls, and you're not affecting this wall. This is the brick wall, this is the building itself. This is just the back wall, just otherwise you've got the aggravation of getting it, taking it to the tip, blah 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 blah. You may as well on the day throw a bit of sand, cement, concrete mix in it and do something with it and get rid of it. That was the whole. And of course, strengthen up any walls that you want to strengthen, any outside walls. Or if you had a wall that your car keeps crashing into, you can just fill it full of rubbish and sand and cement, can't you? So, I was convinced I had another one of these in the box of scrap somewhere, because it's to do with this, whatever that's called, that sort of building stuff. But anyway, it's always handy to keep a box of scrap bits, because when you want to make a bracket of something, you know your offcuts and all that. You know all your offcuts, all your bits of metal and whatever. It's always handy. You can always make a bracket, and like I say, you're less looking at the bracket, you're looking at a ready-made hole. Yeah, you're always looking at a bit of metal with a ready-made hole that you can take advantage of and build something in and around it. I mean, even these are a funny shape, but if they've been bashed in funny shape, they can be bashed straight and into another funny shape, can't they? So anyway, where I've seen them somewhere, I'm sure I've seen one somewhere. Where have we seen one of these before? Where on the shelves do we keep? I've seen a whole load of them. I can see them in my mind's eye, but where they are is another question. And do you remember this from the mad upside down Axeman? Nigel always splitting that wood, wasn't he? I gave him one of these. He cut it there, and this was the base, and then he cut it, I guess, there somewhere, and sharpened the edge and made a little upside down cutting axe. That's what it was made of. This is a towing bracket off the back of a Sprinter. Yeah, it goes on the chassis, and then you put your tow bar on there. So it did come in handy. But the Sprinters have been going a long time, but it's always worth keeping bits and pieces. You can make something of it, can't you? I knew I'd seen one somewhere, and I thought we had one somewhere. It's not exactly the same, but it'll do the same job. Got a nice strong bracket to begin with. Come off the wall and then bracket it up from there. So now we want some raw bolts. These are nice and big, but a bit too big. Yeah. Nice wall bolster. They are. This is the one. Let's just see if this will go through the holes. That bracket. That'll go in there, lovely. Yep. Oh yeah. That's going to make a fantastic fixing into the wall with them. So we'll have 2 of them then. And we'll bolt ourselves into the wall. 1, 2 of these. Lovely jubbly. So, find an STS drill for it now. Do we use the smaller one? Because they do make a bigger hole than the size. They munch their way through, don't they? That might fit nicely. But we've got the option to go bigger anyway. So in this guy, I think the big one would make a bigger hole than that. But let's try that one first. And if it struggles to go in, we'll use this, because what happens, see, it expands. When that gets a grip, that expands that open and jams it. Yeah. Anyway, let's crack on with that. Use this drill. These SDS. This is okay. You don't see me use it very often because it's a good thing, but it's 110 in it. So I've got to drag my 110 leads out and drag my 110 box out. No big deal. So if you haven't converted to 110 yet, and you're thinking it's only for workmen and work sites and all that, which is perfectly true, but for you and me at home here, you just run your extension, use your 110 box. Just once you've bought that box, it opens the whole world of 110 tools that you can pick up. You know, there's many a bargain out there. There's many a tap on the door. Oh, Reggie, I've got this. Give me 30 quid, you can have it. So, and then it opens, you can say yes then, can't you? So it's always well worth, for the sake of when you see them, pick up a 110 box. Then if you haven't got one now, you're locked out of 110 tools. So out of the car boot, out of your you know, people you get offered stuff from. So yeah, get yourself a 110 box and it'll open you to the world of 110 tools, and it's great. You just never know what bargains you land on. Now, you know, it's only what are they called? Oh, I've forgotten the name of them. What are these bits called? Those connections. This will only drive these sort of drills, masonry mainly. But you can drive all sorts of tools with this end on it. I can't remember the name at this moment, but you can drive all sorts of tools with it. And this only does that. So ordinarily, and this ain't gonna spin your bits up. STS, yeah. It's all got these STS connections, so it opens you the world out of STS. Excuse me, I've still got the snivels. Then you can drive your STS, otherwise you would be here with an ordinary masonry bit, spinning in your chuck, killing your chuck. These made for that, with an STS on the end of it, and it's 110. What did we say? Use the small one first. Yeah, we'll change it around. We'll use the small one first. You just put it in, look, and it fits in that groove. You just sort of gently turn it round, and you'll sort of feel it fall in. There we are. And it falls in that little groove. There's an ST little groove. So there's no way is this going to spin up in the chuck and cause you loads of bother. I'm glad we used the smaller one first. The mix is pretty powdery. It's not very good quality mix, this wall isn't. But this'll do. This'll do the trick. Let's put that in there. Fasten that up. Let's put this in the wall. Yeah, the hole it's pretty dubious quality, shall we say. It was it's pretty soft in there. I wouldn't like to build much on it. Hold on. There you are. In you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. In you go. Just tap that in. Hold on. So they're nice and secure now in there. We can put this wherever we want now, and we can create a bracket from there to there, can't we? Which will then hold this nice and square up against the edge there. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Put some lag bolts in here. This will be rock solid then. Debbie, what saw are you using?
Hey?
Show me the saw.
Hold on.
The last of the harvest out of the greenhouse. We're going to take all of them.
No, leave the other one there for now.
Yeah?
Eee.
Hey. Oh, not as big as... Oh, look.
What?
They've been et into.
They haven't.
They
A
have.
couple of them have.
Most of them have.
Yeah, but do you really think that's how you buy them?
What?
They get washed and peeled back a few layers. They're fine. I'll give them a good soak. Extra protein for you.
What saw was you using? Hey, look, the saw came in handy. It really chops through there easy.
That's a strong stalk, that is.
Yeah. You can do the other one as well.
No, that's staying there for now.
Here's Sunday dinner. The last Sunday dinner. Well, no, the last but one, because that'll be the next Sunday dinner. The last Sunday dinner to come out of the garden.
Yeah.
And then that's it. All finished for the winter.
Look,
And
big parsnip.
woohoo! Is that? Are you going to pull another one out?
Hey?
Go on, pull another one out then. Let's see you. Liven at the scene. Did you expect these to be there?
Yeah.
Did you?
What are they? I don't think this one's as big. No, this one's only little.
Babby, right.
I know.
Try another one.
No, no, I'll leave them to grow a bit more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are
Because
them?
I put them in. These are carrots, but they're not ready. You can see. There's a carrot you can see the tops of.
Okay.
They're carrots. They're not ready.
Tail end of the year. Yeah. What's that? Anything?
Carrots.
They carrot.
More carrots. But you know, if you go like that, see that? Like you can see that little top there. Look.
Yeah.
That's see how little it is, but they start pushing through. They'll be all right by the spring.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you got a picture?
Go. So this one we're going to marry up to this here in this corner. So we're going to bring it this high. It's going to come to the top. We can bolt it to this beam. It'll go down. It'll be bolted to the wall, that beam. So this plank coming up here is going to be really, really strong. Yeah. So I decided to use this plank because this is the plank we've got. Keep the rest for the shelving. As you can see, look, this has been rescued out of a case. This is something that I've pulled apart, and what I do is I just cut the nails. You haven't stressed the wood trying to get the nails out, have you? You haven't damaged the wood in any way. Those nails have been put in fine. So rather than trying to pull them out, I just get the grinder, cut them flush. It doesn't then, shall we say, aggravate the woods. Even the same here, look. Just cut them flush, leave the nails. My belief is leave the nails in. Don't pull them out. For the sort of job we want, you know what I mean? That way you're not stressing the wood and you can reuse it again. But as you can see, look, this has come off some casing somewhere that we've recovered. I've just cut the end off. This is going to be the upright now. So this is going to connect to that, same as what we did over there. This one is now long enough to connect to the beam up above. Bring that down, and then also use this to connect it to the wall into here. Connect this into that, and then make some homemade brackets that will reach across here somehow. So I think it'd be all right and be nice and secure. It ain't going anywhere. It won't be going anywhere, shall I say. Yeah. Yeah, now I always do like to put a floorboard on it, a bottom board. So we'll put a bottom board in. We'll do these. That will give us the size for the bottom board. We'll fit a bottom board in. We might have to put a few wedges underneath there to level it up. And then the big question is, what's going to be our strategy on the shelves? What are we going to, you know, are we going to stick to what we did here and use the boards on the inside? They were, what were they, 9 inches? A bit big. They're neither one side or another, are they? Ah, yeah. It did all right. We built that for the blue, for the red and the blue, didn't we? So we're going to keep that for the red and the blue. And this, are we going to just make for the jars? Are we going to just make for the jars? And are we going to make them 1 deep or 2 deep? We've got enough posts. We can make them 1 deep, couldn't we? Yeah, just a row of them, right? That's on the, but yeah, you won't be gaining much space. What else have we got? The planks we're using is slightly too big, but they're still a good shelf for something else as well, aren't they? Or should we just make some thin ones like that coming up? Let's just count up the wood. Let's see the measure. Count up the wood, see what's going to fit, and then we'll figure out the gaps so that we don't lose too much. I am tempted just to put 1, but it's a lot of effort for one row each. You'll only get about 4 rows in, won't you? No, it's got to be the big ones, isn't it? It's got to be that wide shelves in it. Got to be. And then of course we'll have one big one here, which will be like a little bench again, won't it? And then we'll go up again. Yeah, you just gotta think about what you got. What strips, what wood have you got? 'Cause some of these are longer than others, and the amount of wood you're going to get left as well. You don't want to waste too much of your wood. You know, we've got long pieces, but you don't want to end up cutting a whole load of dead ends off and not use them. So you have to do that. Use every bit of the wood that you can, or make the shelves fit the wood that you've got, so you don't waste too much, or you don't have too many small bits knocking around all the time. If you remember with these, every one that we used, every plank we cut down, it produced us two little lifters, didn't it? So we didn't waste any. I think some of them produced 3. Yeah, 3 of, and the ones we had spare we put in the middle, didn't we? So it worked out okay here. I've got a sneaky feeling we'll do the same, and we'll live with the gap. So we had a plank, we cut it to the size we wanted. It gave us some over. The bit that we had over, we turned them into the edge of the shelving and also the middle of the shelving. What to do? Follow the same pattern or do something different? Do something different. Because I mean, I suppose if they're big enough, we could always just use these as a step. If we need to put, we could have put a step behind. We make them even bigger and we put a step behind. We've got a row of jars here and a row of jars above, like we did here. See, that's just simply a big piece of wood behind and then up on a step, and so it creates that step, doesn't it, to see. Are we going to do the same? What would you do? What would you do? So we're not stuck for making risers, because you know that's 9.5 inches. You could put 2 of these on top of each other. That would make it 6 inches. Or you could even turn the wood that way. 3.5, that would give you 7 inches. So we can do stuff, we can change stuff, can't we? We can put 2 of these on top, we'd have a 6 inch, which would only be that tall. Pretty narrow shelf, innit? If we turned it that way, that would give us 3.5, that would give us 7 inches. So that makes the shelf a bit bigger. 7 inches. Can you put anything much in a 7-inch shelf? You wouldn't get the bigger jars in, would you? No. So they've got to be, no, 7 won't do. I think we're going to be stuck with 9.5, because I'm not in a position to, I haven't got a bench saw to cut these down, you know, and then it produces waste anyway, doesn't it? So that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. What is a good idea? And we've got enough to make it, you know, all the same. I know. I do like a baseboard. I could make this just run to the floor, which would be fine. But I do like a baseboard, and at least you know where you're going and where that can be. And this will cut down now and go in there. That'll fit. That fits better. We know where we stand there, so that's going to fit there. Oops. And we know where that's going to fit on the board as well, where it lands. And again, this isn't so bad, this wall, just keeps us away. But, and I know if you're buying wood, you've got to buy another piece for the base, haven't you? But I do like working off a baseboard. Actually, that's going to be all right, look. It's level there. I can mark that now. Ready to bolt that in up there. Come down, that's level. Bring that down. Get to the front of the baseboard, doesn't it? I think we're about there, you know. That'll do just fine. That'll do just fine. Well, we're going to bolt that beam, aren't we? And we haven't seen these mothers in a while, have we? But I think we've got some slightly better, slightly shorter. I think, yeah, probably better. Yeah, A2. I hope we haven't been messing too much with them. A2. Oh, I can see them. A2. Yeah, let's. I think they're going to be just save wasting a bolt, doesn't it? A2. Yeah. These in a nice washer. That'll do the trick. They're long enough, yeah. But we haven't seen these mothers of coach bolts in a while. So we're going to use these 2, and we'll put these back in this pot. For the next, we'll put this back in that pot. That's ready for the next rainy day, and we need a mother of a coach bolt. Yeah. Well, I wonder if we can coach bolt their mothers through that big wood. That's a thought. Have we got a drill long enough? Oh, we'll have to have a look. So we know that's square-ish, yeah. And we know this is pretty square, right? What's that want to come out? Touch that way maybe. And then, but it hasn't really landed where we want it to land. And we wanted it to come this way a bit more. Hold on a minute. And the cold is coming. We've connected that up there. We've got one connection. We've got another bolt to put in there, no problem. We've cut a baseboard. I would have liked to have gone this way. We might take a chance and see if it'll bolt this side of it, but I don't think so. We've got our baseboard in. This is going to fit onto there nice and steady. That's going to be all right. Oops. When we knock it into place, as long as we make these two edges square for wherever they land now, we can start putting our shelves in, can't we? Yeah. So anyway, it's getting really cold. Whoa, once that sun goes in, it gets cold, doesn't it? So we're going to leave it for now and do a bit more tomorrow. But anyway, we've shifted that lot. We've done this. They'll fly up. They'll fly up now. Not bad, really. We'll have a session filling those shelves indoors, so we only have to stay here. We'll have a session finishing the shelves in the back. That's another indoors. I won't need to go out backwards in the rain and the weather. So yeah, we've got quite a few things that we can do now. And then of course we can begin to clear this, put the tools and, you know, the stuff we bought from the car boots and all that. Think about where we're going to put them here. Move this lot onto those shelves, and of course make a record of them. But of course we can be indoors, we can get the heating on now, can't we? And we can get warm. So yeah, we're making progress of a fashion. We're making progress of a fashion.